Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is the habits that you are keeping, either building or breaking your future. We as entrepreneurs, we don't realize sometimes those habits that those Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is the habits that you are keeping, either building or breaking your future. We as entrepreneurs, we overlook the habits, the hidden habits or behaviors that are costing us so much energy, so much time. They are costing us delaying our goals, our dreams. They are costing us our progress and losing the momentum. So just because we repeat habits or rituals every day, it doesn't mean that we are on our way toward a big successful life, because so many habits in your day are draining your energy, are wasting your time, are wasting your health, but you don't realize them. You don't pay attention to those habits because they are running in your daily without your awareness. So we do these habits most of the time because we lack intentional reflection, because we're not aware of those habits. So in this episode I am going to talk about three main cores of this episode, where first, I am going to talk about hidden habits that are running in your life that are costing you to lose progress, momentum, and they are impacting your progress, your momentum, and your goals. Also, I am going through some reflection and gaining awareness exercises that can help you become aware of those habits by reflecting on your day, on your weeks. That way, you are either building your future or you are breaking your future. And then I am going through to guide you on some transformational, powerful questions that you can ask yourself, and then you will start or begin building, creating, and improving your entrepreneurial life so you can become aligned with your goals and with your dreams. So, we as entrepreneurs, so many times we don't realize that some of our habits are hidden, but they are costing us so much time. They are draining our energy. They are moving us away from our goals, from our dreams, because we don't pay attention to those habits, because they are running in autopilot. So, so many times those habits are running in the background, they are running behind the scenes, but you're just operating from your days, and you think that you are making progress, you think that you are getting closer to your goals, to your dreams, but those habits actually are taking so much of your time. They are keeping you away from focus, from being productive. So we don't realize that those habits are impactful. They are impacting us they are impacting our progress, they are impacting our momentum. That's why we build habits, we implement habits, but when we are not paying attention to small hidden habits that are visible, that are visual in our environment, we don't realize that they are costing us our future. So we need to be aware of those small habits that are running in our life so we can break through in our life, in our business. So those habits are visual, they are designed in your environment, but you don't know if they are good for you, if they are good for your health, if they are good for your productivity, if they are good for your focus. So you just repeat them, you just implement them, and by repeating those habits, you are building your identity. You are falling back to your old identity, to the old type of person you are, because you don't know if they are good for you or not, but you're just repeating those habits. And our lack of intentional reflection, our lack of awareness lets those habits be built in our entrepreneurial life, and later on we see the cost of those habits. We notice that they're costing us so much. And the other thing is, habits that are running in your life without your awareness, they are draining so much energy, so much time from your life. But you can combat those habits, you can become aware of them, you can break them simply by reflecting on your day, simply by reflecting on your habits, on your routines, on the activities that you are doing throughout your day. So gaining awareness, reflecting, and tracking your habits are powerful ways to improve your life, to improve your health, to improve your productivity, to improve your focus. So that way you are either building your dreams, you are building your healthy life, you are building the life that you always dreamed, or those habits are costing you a lot behind the scenes and they are breaking your future. Those habits can be break down in multiple steps. So first, you need to become aware of those habits. Second step, you need to reflect on those habits. Third step, you need to track those habits and measure them, because we all know that what gets tracked or measured, it gets improved. So simply by being aware of those habits that are running in your day, you know that you are either moving toward a better future, a better life, a better healthy life, or you are impacting your healthy life, you are impacting your business, you are impacting your relationships, you are impacting your entrepreneurial life in general. So why so many entrepreneurs repeat those habits? See, we have this wrong mindset. We have this bad habit that is running in our subconscious mind, where so often we say, it's okay to eat unhealthy sometimes. It's okay to consume that donut. It's okay to not work. It's okay to say yes to things, activities, people that are draining our energy, that are taking our time, that are stealing our focus. So many times we say it's okay to eat unhealthy. It's okay to consume chunky foods. It's okay to not control our finances, to ignore our bills, to ignore, like for example, paying rent. I can do it later. It's okay not to do it now. We say it's okay to not spend time with our families, with the loved ones. It's okay to ignore our burnout signs. It's okay to be exhausted. It's okay to put so much pressure. But this it's okay mentality, this bad habit that is running in your subconscious mind without your awareness. It's costing you a lot. It's impacting your life, your health, your business life. So by repeating this bad habit, by letting that bad habit control the way you work, the way you behave, the way you focus, it's impacting you a lot, not only in the short term, but it's impacting you even in the long term. Because if you let this habit run in your days, odds are when you look back at your days, weeks, months, you will realize that you have wasted so much time. You weren't focused, you weren't productive. You didn't spend good quality time with the relationships. You haven't improved your entrepreneurial life. You haven't grown your business. You would notice that there's so much lack, so much emptiness in your business, in your growth. So this habit can ruin your life, because every time you ignore good, healthy, positive habits by saying it's okay, you are building the wrong identity. You are falling back to your old version. You are worsening your entrepreneurial life, because we lose so much progress, so much momentum just by letting that habit running in our life. It's okay to not follow our time management system. It's okay to not schedule things on calendar. It's okay to ignore the tasks, the projects that moves the needle, that moves our goals, our dreams closer to us. So break this habit of saying it's okay, because this is costing you not only losing sight of your goals, of your dreams, of your vision, but it's costing you your time, it's costing you your health, it's costing you your business, it's costing you your relationships. So do not let this bad habit ruin your future or break your future. And the other thing that I want to talk about in this episode is that we need to control our environment, because so often I notice that our environment is our default. So our environment so often, or 90% of time, is controlling our habits, our behaviors, our thoughts, our emotions. So when you have unhealthy, unproductive, negative environment, odds are you will default back to those habits, to those behaviors that are costing you, that are breaking your future. So some habits, some triggers in your environment that prompts the same thoughts, the same emotions, and leave you feeling disappointed, feeling like regretful, resentful. So, for example, when you have devices, when you have distractions around you, around your workplace, around your focus place, in your environment, and when you implement those habits, when you let yourself get distracted or procrastinated, and then you will feel regretful, you will feel disappointed about your performance, about not being enough productive, about not focusing, not concentrating, not doing what is meaningful, what is impactful, what is purposeful. Those distractions are keeping you off track from the life that you promised yourself, your family to build. Those distractions in your environment are stealing your productivity, your focus, are preventing you from working toward those goals, those dreams. So you implement a bad negative habit, you get distracted, you leave your work, and then you feel regretful, you feel disappointed, you feel like you don't have control over your life, you don't have control over your health, you don't have control over your work, over your business. And something inside you tells you that, like, Why couldn't I just control myself? Why did I get exposed to that habit? Why did I let myself get distracted? Why couldn't I just be more productive? Why couldn't I just focus? Why couldn't I be more disciplined, more patient? Why couldn't I just complete that work and then enjoy my reward, feeling happy, feeling accomplished, and celebrate my accomplishment for the day? Celebrate my win, celebrate the work that I done for today, that I completed for a particular day. So you end up criticizing yourself, and it impacts your self-esteem because it decreases your self-esteem and you feel hopeless. You feel like there's no hope. You feel like you're drifting from your direction. And when you are feeling good, when you are feeling healthy, positive, when you are implementing good, positive, healthy habits, you feel empowered, you feel happy, you feel energized, you feel excited, enthusiastic. You are moving closer to your goals, to your dreams. You feel powerful. You feel like you're living a life with meaning, with purpose. You are a great leader. You are a great entrepreneur or solopreneur or high performer or business owner, that you have control over your thoughts, over your emotions, over your life, over your growth, over your business. So you feel great, you feel awesome when you are implementing good habits. But when you let triggers and negative habits impact the way you feel, impact your state, impact you internally, impact your mindset, you feel resentful, you feel regretful, you feel worried, anxiety, fear, I'm going to fail. And then those bad habits trigger bad behaviors, bad negative thoughts, emotions, and you feel like, oh, this is not good for me, or I am going to fail, or maybe I won't succeed in this business. I don't think this business would work. I am bad. I'm not disciplined enough. Same thing, for example, when it comes to environment. Like, say, for example, you go out and you attend any entertainment event, and then you would notice that there are many trucks that are selling either hot dogs or hamburgers or candies, and or so often donuts. So as soon as you notice there's a truck that sells chunky fast food or processed food or unhealthy food, so for example donuts, when you see that car, and then your brain starts to crave, your brain starts to imagine the taste, the feeling of eating donuts in the beginning, and then you want to go back to your old version, you want to fall back to your old habit. So you go there and you stand in a line, and then you talk to the person who works in the truck or the trailer, and then you will ask them or point out on a specific donut, and then you will buy that donut. And then after you eat that donut, while you're eating that donut, you're feeling good, you get that dopamine kick in your brain. But after you eat and finish that donut, later on you feel like you lost some energy, you feel like you're not feeling very well, you feel like regretful, disappointed, and you look back to yourself, you say to yourself that, why couldn't I just control myself? Why couldn't I just prevent that trailer or that truck? Why couldn't I just walk away or turn my back? Why couldn't I just say no to that donut, to that trailer, and say yes to something healthy? Why couldn't I just have more discipline? Why couldn't I control that habit? Because, to be honest with you, we as entrepreneurs, when we are working on our goals, on our dreams, in our businesses, we're not thinking about distractions. We're not daydreaming about sugary food. We're not daydreaming or excited to implement bad habits. We don't want to repeat bad habits. None of us wants. But so often we fall back to our old version. We do or implement bad habits, unhealthy, negative behaviors just because they exist in our environment. It's not that we are so excited to implement those habits or we love them. No one wants to fall back to their old version. But it's just because those distractions, those unhealthy, sugary products, they exist in our environment and we let them control our behaviors. We let them control our brains. So, and then we go implement those habits. But later on, we feel regretful. We feel low self-esteem. Like we criticize ourselves. Why couldn't I just avoid implementing that habit? Why couldn't I just focus? Same thing when we are working and get distracted or procrastinated. Why did I open that social media app? Why did I answer that email? Why did I accepted that SMS or that notifications? Why did I let someone who calls me distract me or prevent me from doing a productive, efficient work? So why we expose ourselves to our bad habits? It's because those hidden habits, those hidden behaviors are controlling the way we act, the way we think, the way we feel, because they exist in our environment. So why don't we redesign our environment? Why don't we build a better environment that keeps us aligned with a healthy life, with a focused life, with a productive life, with a life with meaning? So the next thing that you need to do, you need to gain awareness of those habits. Just simply by gaining awareness about distractions, about unhealthy products, about things that are impacting, that you know are impacting your business, your relationships, your life, you are winning. You are getting better. You are improving your life. And the other thing is, you need to use these reflections. You need to reflect on your day, on your week, so you can gain awareness by being aware of if you are on the trajectory of toward your goals, your dreams, or if you are falling back to your old version, or if you are going back to your old version instead of building something meaningful, instead of moving forward, instead of getting closer to your goals, to your outcome. So you need to use these reflections. You need to reflect on your day. You need to reflect on your routines. You need to reflect on your day, on your habits, on your week, and see if you are improving, if you are getting better, if you are making progress, if you are doing good job, so you can celebrate, so you can reward yourself, so you can feel happy and increase your self-esteem. And the other thing, and the last thing that I want to talk about is, you need to use these transformational questions that will improve your life, that will help you transform your life by asking powerful questions. That way you are not letting those hidden habits or those habits, behaviors control the way you feel, control your life. Instead, you control them. So every time you are exposed to distractions or unhealthy habit or negative bad habit, ask yourself, is this good for me or bad? Is this good for my future, or is it bad or impacting my future? Is this habit or behavior belong to who I want to be, or the type of person that I always wish to be? Is this making me a better version of myself, or is it impacting my version and leading me to fall back to my old version? Are these habits are aligned with my goals, with my dreams, or with the type of entrepreneur that I always wish to be? Are those habits, those behaviors, are stealing my focus, my productive or are they helping me become more productive, more focused, laser concentrated? Are those behaviors, those habits in my environment are impacting my business, my life, my relationships, or are they good for them? And you can ask yourself this question: am I getting better or am I getting worse? Am I improving my healthy life? Am I improving my relationships? Where do I need to improve? What should I do? How can I avoid that habit that wasted my time this time? How can I avoid those habits from wasting my time, my focus, my energy in the future? What can I do to break those habits and replace them with better habits, with healthy, positive habits? So, powerful questions you can ask yourself and gain awareness about your current habits, about your current routines. That way, you get a visual tracking system if you are, whether you are moving closer to the type of entrepreneur you want to become or you always wish to become, or are you going back, or are you worsen your current situation? So powerful questions help you a lot by gaining awareness whether you are toward your goals, whether you are getting closer to your outcomes, whether you are getting better or getting worse every day, every week, every month. Because we know that if we let bad habits, hidden, unhealthy, negative behaviors control our life, odds are it'll be very, very hard to make our dreams come true, to achieve our goals. So work on your habits and gain awareness and become laser focused on your habits, on your rituals, on your days. That way you can break through in your entrepreneurial life and transform your entrepreneurial life. That's what I got for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed listening or watching to this content, and I am doing my best to publish